Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. Taking a look at some of the top stories that we're following right now. 2 people are recovering after a shooting that happened in Atlanta. Let me just show you some video from the scene here. So this is actually in northwest Atlanta, and it all happened overnight. 2 victims are now in the hospital being treated for their injuries. Police have blocked off part of Camrose Way as well. Atlanta News First Rachel Aragon is with the First Alert breaking news tracker at the scene where police have really been for hours.
Atlanta police have been on the scene for several hours now. Many other officers have been focused on this blue house right here, gathering and processing evidence. Well, this is video from overnight, closer to when the shooting actually occurred. Police say this was a targeted shooting. 2 people were shot and taken to Grady Hospital. Police say their injuries are non-life-threatening. Video also showing a car with bullet holes to the driver's side window and a home shot up. And we are still looking into what led up to this overnight shooting, sending 2 people to the hospital, and if police are looking for any suspects following this shooting. Reporting in Northwest Atlanta, Rachel Aragon, Atlanta News First.
Thank you to Rachel for that report. We're going to keep on the latest there. Let's head over to this story out of Lithia Springs. Quite a disturbing case. So a hearing is taking place today for a high school track coach accused of sexually assaulting at least 1 student at Lithia Springs High School in Douglas County. Obviously a lot of concern and outrage in that community. Atlanta News First Joshua Skinner is outside the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and allegedly this happened on school grounds.
Yeah, not just on school grounds, but in other locations, other states as well. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says that Terry Hood, a high school teacher and track coach at Lithia Springs High School, turned himself in yesterday accused of sexual assault. There is at least 1 person involved in these accusations. Their identity has not been released, and we do not know if this is a current or former student or somebody else. Now, the Lithia Springs High School women's track team recently won the state championship, and Hood was being eyed by DeKalb County Schools for a head coaching football role. But according to DeKalb County Schools, Hood had been offered the position as head coach at Arabia Mountain High School, but the school, quote, does not intend to proceed with employing him in light of these allegations. And we are awaiting word of when Hood's first court appearance might be. That could come as soon as today, and this case is still under investigation. Outside the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, Joshua Skinner, Atlanta News First.
And thanks so much to Josh for that report. We're going to keep following the latest on that story. Okay, let's turn to this. The YSL RICO trial back on again. And, you know, we're keeping track of this. Of course, this trial has gone on for more than 6 months and is still a long time from wrapping up as well. So witness testimony is expected to continue in this high-profile trial. Of course, rapper Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams, is accused of being kind of the head honcho, the ringleader, there he is, of an alleged criminal street gang. And right now the state has been focused on a 2015 barbershop shooting that led to the death of Donovan Thomas Jr. He was the owner of that shop, I should say. Several co-defendants are charged in connection to that shooting. When testimony does get underway for the day, we're going to be streaming it live on our secondary stream here on Atlanta News First Plus. Okay, let's talk about, apologize for a little bit of a video issue there, but former President Donald Trump in a New York courtroom once again as a jury deliberates his fate. And this is the second day now for jury deliberation. So we're in verdict watch. A jury really could come down with a verdict at any time that they're deliberating. And again, this is in his hush money trial, where the former president is accused of essentially concealing business payments or hush money payments done through his former fixer, former attorney, Michael Cohen. Before leaving yesterday, jurors asked for another reading of the judge's jury instructions and also to hear portions of testimony from the former National Enquirer publisher, David Pecker, as well as Mr. Cohen, again, Mr. Trump's former lawyer. A court reporter is going to read the requested testimony today, and again, we're watching as deliberations are underway, and it's verdict watch. Meanwhile, related to that, one of Mr. Trump's co-defendants in the Georgia election interference case here in Fulton County, appearing in court, Senator Shawn Still pushing to have charges thrown out. And Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon reports from the Fulton County Courthouse with more.
Mr. Still was indicted for his activity on one day and one day only.
Not long before he took office, State Senator Shawn Still attended a meeting of so-called fake electors. Along with some of his now co-defendants, Still cast a vote for Donald Trump, who just recently lost Georgia in the 2020 election. But on Wednesday, Still's attorneys say if that group wanted to hide their intentions, they did a bad job.
It wasn't held in the darkness of the night. In Act 57, it explains that it occurred at the Georgia State Capitol, not in some random warehouse somewhere that was difficult to find. Hardly your normal setting for a racketeering act.
Still's attorney said since his charges allege he signed fraudulent paperwork as a public official but wasn't in office at the time, the charges have to be thrown out.
Nobody in Georgia would want a situation where someone's being charged with a crime and it's unclear whether it's even a crime.
Lots of argument Wednesday as to the definition of a public official, but the state said it was obvious.
It's a person who holds a public office. It's not complicated.
The fact that Shawn Still tried to overturn the election results means he doesn't respect any of our votes.
Democrat Ashwin Ramaswamy is running against Still for his Gwinnett County State Senate seat. Ramaswamy, a computer science and law graduate, spent his first years in the workforce with the federal government, working on, of all things, election security.
So I think the biggest statement we can make to protect our elections is make sure folks like Shawn Still aren't in office.
Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
And the presiding judge, Scott McAfee, has not yet made a decision. We're going to follow that. He is submitting a written decision on Still's motion to drop the charges in a few weeks. All right, let's talk about this beautiful weather outside. I mean, the temperatures feel great to me. Here's First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris with a look at the forecast.
And good morning to you, Joy. Another fantastic day is in store for Metro Atlanta. Just like yesterday, lower humidity today, so it's going to feel really nice here as you get out the door. That is a live look over Midtown Atlanta with mostly clear skies. I'm going to bring myself up here so I can say hi to everybody. Hello. So, yeah, today's going to be fantastic. The humidity has been low for the past few days. It'll stay that way. So that's really the key for the rest of the week for us here in Metro Atlanta, that lower humidity making it feel nice on your skin. Here's your current temperature in Atlanta. We're at 72 degrees right now. Your humidity 43%. So our winds are out of the northeast at 6. That wind is important today because that's what's helping to bring in the drier air that's making it feel so pleasant. Marietta, good morning to you. 70 is your current temperature. Winds also out of the north at 3. Once those winds switch around from the south, that is when we will eventually get back to that humidity, and that will ultimately lead to higher rain chances over the upcoming weekend. But for today, lunchtime, 76 degrees, completely sunny. At 3 o'clock, 81 degrees. You get the idea. Back into the low 80s this afternoon. What you will notice is that after some morning clouds, it's completely sunny for the rest of your day and going into the evening if you have any dinner plans tonight, as you can see, dropping into the 70s by 9 o'clock this evening. So really decent forecast. The actual high today in Atlanta will be 83 degrees. The normal for this time of year is 84, so just a little bit below average, but still nonetheless a really pleasant day. Here's your 7-day forecast. Today and tomorrow, fantastic with mostly sunny skies. As you can see, we have added a 20% chance of a shower to your forecast for Saturday. I want to take you to the forecast model to let you know what we're seeing here. Saturday morning, we may see an isolated shower or two, mainly in West Georgia, Northwest Georgia. For Metro Atlanta, it may stay mostly dry, but because of that potential for a shower or two, particularly Saturday morning, we do have that 20% chance of rain in your forecast, but it's certainly not anything that's going to force you to cancel your plans again. Maybe a shower or two on Saturday morning in Northwest Georgia. Otherwise, Saturday is looking good. Sunday, slightly higher rain chance at 40%. It's not a first alert weather day, but some scattered showers will be out there. This rain on Sunday is coming in from Alabama, and as it moves eastward, it's going to catch us on Sunday. And then next week, basically what will happen is the moisture is back in Metro Atlanta as of Sunday, and we're going to have these weak little weather systems that are going to pass through us starting next week. So a combination of those weak weather systems plus the moisture being back will give us at least a chance of rain each afternoon. The coverage is below 40% for the most part, so we're still not looking at first alert weather days next week, but those rain chances will be back. So that's even more the reason why you should enjoy the end of this week. Lower humidity, lots of sunshine going into the weekend, so that we hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to continue to fine-tune the rain chances the end of the weekend going into next week, so be sure to join us for Atlanta News First at noon. You'll have an updated forecast then. Until then, everybody have an amazing Thursday, and until next time, we'll see you soon.